Elon Musk has always been the kind of guy who pushes things forward, kind of like how he's been pushing technology forward when it comes to space and electric vehicles, Tesla. But what's really surprising is that even the billionaire is starting to feel a little bit anxious about the advancement that we've been seeing with AI or artificial intelligence. Do you guys think that letting these AIs advance further could prove to be harmful for all mankind? U.S. House Speaker Kevin McCarthy is adding more pressure on the president to negotiate a deal for raising the debt limit by discussing an exchange for a package of fiscal reforms. Many Republicans are now saying that the obvious nominee for the White House in 2024 is none other than former President Donald Trump, despite all of the setbacks and legal issues that he's facing at the moment. Do you guys agree with that? Should Donald Trump be the 2024 Republican presidential nominee? Economists are now saying that a recession may be closer than we think. However, some are feeling as if, we're already in a recession right now. Does this mean that things are about to get even worse? Maybe a depression? Now, before I continue, guys, please take a second, smash the like button for the video. I really appreciate the love and the support. Totally helps out a lot with the YouTube algorithm. And if you're in need of your daily dose of the truth when it comes to the housing market, the stock market, the US government, what's really going on in Washington, D.C. that affects our lives, our families, and our bank accounts, please subscribe to the channel. And for the very best way to invest in gold, there's a link in the description down below this video. Now, guys, U.S. House Speaker Kevin McCarthy, he has recently written a few proposals to President Biden, some of which call for reclaiming unspent C-19 relief funding, cutting non-defense discretionary spending, creating policies to lower energy costs, securing the border, and strengthening work requirements for social safety net programs. Now, a few proposals that he's laid out for the negotiations on raising the debt limit to begin, although Democrats don't seem to be ready to sit down with the speaker. He has now accused President Biden of putting our economy at risk by not addressing our $31 trillion in debt. According to McCarthy, quote, "I am incredibly concerned that you are putting an already fragile economy in jeopardy by insisting upon your extreme position of refusing to negotiate any meaningful changes of out-of-control government spending alongside an increase on the debt limit," end quote. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer, he said that this isn't advancing any talks and that it's just McCarthy's way of showing conservatives in the House that he's getting somewhere with President Biden, even though nothing's actually happening. He added this, quote, "I think he's really feeling pressure, but he has no solution. So he keeps saying the same thing. Sit down and negotiate. But as I said, if you sit down and negotiate, we have a plan. He doesn't. What are they going to do? Talk about the weather?" End quote. So what do you guys make of this? Do you think we're actually going to meet down the middle regarding this issue, or should we just pretty much expect a national default at this point? Now that will be a nightmare. And on that note, a former Trump economist, Kevin Hassett, had a discussion about how bad things are getting for us and for our economy. Check this out.
It all goes back to bad policy, Kevin. I mean, you've got interest rates that were at zero for 15 years, and then you've got an administration that is spending money and continuing to, even though we are up against the debt ceiling. So what are your expectations for the year now that this bad policy has brought us here?
Right. Well, I think that we're clearly once again entering recession. I think we were in one the first half of last year. Inflation hasn't really come down. If you look at like the median price, which is one of the best indicators because it's like the typical product, it's year over year up something like 7.5%, which is an acceleration from last year. And so with all of those bad numbers coming in, then, basically Americans are starting to hunker down. And you can see that. In addition, the COVID savings, the excess COVID savings that people had, that's gone. The credit cards are borrowed to the max and interest rates are going up. There are a lot of negative signs going into the second half of the year.
Do you guys agree? I mean, have we been in a recession, and are things about to get even worse? Now, it's terrifying to think about because we already have our hands full with the economy as it is. You know what else is terrifying? Having people like Elon Musk and Steve Wozniak, along with other tech leaders, say that AI labs should pause developments on much more powerful AI systems as they pose a threat to society. In a letter signed by more than 1,000 people, they say that a 6-month pause be done on the training of AI systems that are more powerful than ChatGPT-4, which is the latest deep learning model from OpenAI and is said to exhibit human-level performance on various professional and academic benchmarks.
Obviously, AI needs a certain level of expertise to do that. Your reaction to these 1,000 experts headed by Elon Musk and this letter that's now out there?
It's an extraordinary letter, I have to say. Pretty much unprecedented. I mean, these are people at the absolute forefront of the technology we're talking about who are expressing deep concern. I mean, to call for a 6-month moratorium basically on further advancements in the area suggests that they're deeply worried about this. I mean, this has been coming on us for 25 years now, so it shouldn't be that much of a surprise that the ability of effectively the computers to go faster than we can go on the treadmill, that the treadmill of technology is running faster than we humans can run. We've known this for a long time, but the fact that there has now been this stressing that we could be in trouble.
And they went on to say, quote, powerful AI systems should be developed only once we are confident that their effects will be positive and that the risks will be manageable, end quote. Now, there was a line in this letter that kind of gave me, goosebumps, as they said that at this stage, no one can understand, predict, or even reliably control these new powerful tools developed in AI labs. So is the cat already out of the bag? It's kind of scary, guys. Now, we've already seen tons of movies like iRobot and many, many others that show how AI can quickly get out of control and actually run mankind. This is concerning. Are we actually going to be living in a movie? Now, there's also talk about the possibility of AI generated articles that can look so real, but instead spread lies and propaganda. I mean, it's not like we're not seeing a lot of lies already, right? They also warn that AI programs may possibly outperform workers and make jobs for human beings just completely obsolete. Everyone will be out of a job, something that we can't afford to happen. Now, we're already seeing thousands of layoffs as it is. I mean, why add this to the mix? But what do you guys think? Do the pros for the development of AI outweigh the cons? Let me know what you think in the comments below. Now, speaking of pros and cons, a growing number of Republicans are now accepting the fact that former President Donald Trump may be their nominee for the 2024 presidential elections, even though some of these party members are critical of him. A Republican strategist was quoted by saying this, quote, old habits, they're hard to break, I guess. I think if you do write him off, you're writing him off at your own peril. His supporters are loyal. He has a broad base, end quote. It's all about that base, folks. And even though many legal issues that he continues to face, much of which supporters are calling targeted attacks, his influence and sway over the Republican Party continues to linger to this day, and they may continue very well into next year. Saul Anuzis, a Republican strategist, he said this, quote, he's still the guy to beat. He's the 800-pound gorilla in the room. If the election were held today, he would most likely win. There are a lot of Trump supporters who wouldn't mind seeing a new generation come in, someone with less baggage. But right now, no one is really making that comparison because everyone else in the race is just kind of noise. Nobody has really announced that's put a dent in things, end quote. So President Biden has said time and time again that he is the only one who can beat Trump. So should we expect a rematch between these two? Are any of you guys looking forward to that? Or should we instead have new blood run for the Oval Office in 2024? Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Now, whoever is taking the reins in 2024, they better be ready to get us back on track when it comes to our finances and for our economy. Now, although we can't rely completely on the federal government to help us out with our financial issues, it would be nice to see us go in a direction that would actually lead us back to financial freedom. Now, if you're not willing to wait that long, because let's just face it, you guys are men and women of action, and you know that there are things that you can do now that you can actually help you deal with the economy. And if you're willing to go beyond your comfort zone and learn about things like side hustles and small businesses, about the stock market, investments in real estate, about creating better opportunities for yourself and for your household by developing multiple streams of income, then feel free to join us over in the Patreon community. There's a link in the description down below, right below the link for investing in gold. Now, before I go, guys, please don't forget to drop a thumbs up for the video. Also, subscribe for your daily dose of the truth. Please be kind to one another, and I will see you on the next video.